So, Senator, you're in the middle of a race, and you're a veteran of these races, but you're in the middle of a race. What should the Black community know or hear from you around why you should represent Massachusetts again for another 6 years as the senator?
Well, thank you for that question, Karim. You know, I was raised in Malden. My father drove a truck for the Hood Mill Company. My mother was senior class president, but my grandmother died. It was an immigrant family. There were 5 daughters of the immigrant mother and father from Ireland. So my grandmother died when my mother was 17. I never met any of my grandparents, actually. Because people used to die early because of the healthcare system, right, in general. So my mother had to give up her college dreams, and she had to be the mother to the 3 younger daughters. One of the girls just has to give up her life. That's the way life is, right? It's just the way it is. So that's what my mother had to do. She had to, so she got married at 37, married the milkman, my father, who was 34, and had me at 39 and my twin brothers at 40. 3 boys all born at 12 months. And I'm in the house right now that I was raised in. This is where I still live, 4 blocks from where they got off the boat from Ireland. And I know how fortunate I am. I know how fortunate I am to be a senator. That wasn't on the scoreboard the day I was born in this house. My father's from Lawrence, and he grew up on the 1st floor of a triple-decker. And there were 5 brothers and sisters in that house in the shadow of the mills in Lawrence. He went to Lawrence High School, my father. And when I got elected, well, when I ran for the Senate 7 years ago, I went up to Lawrence to 88 Phillip Street to ring the doorbell on the 1st floor of the triple-decker to see who lives there now. And out onto the porch came a Dominican family with their children. And the accents were different, but the aspirations clearly the same for that family as for the Markey family. My father's son is a United States Senator. And I'm aware of the fact I'm white. So I had far fewer discriminatory barriers in order to be able to achieve my dreams. So my goal has always been to make sure that every kid on every porch, regardless of their color, has a chance to maximize their God-given abilities. So that's who I am. I know how fortunate I am, but I also know that I have fewer barriers, even though my father was a milkman. I know that. And so that's what I've tried to do. When I was passing all the telecommunications laws, I'm the author of all the laws that created the broadband revolution that makes Zoom possible. I'm the author of that. I made sure, because I'm from Malden, that there was a program, it's called the E-rate, that pays for the internet on the desk of every poor child in America. Roxbury, Dorchester, Harlem, South Central LA. That's my program, $54 billion. And I made sure that I said to the cable companies and the telephone companies, I want $54 billion from you for poor kids, because this is going to speed up very rapidly. We got to make sure kids get it on their desk. And I'm fighting now for $4 billion to make sure they get it at home. Because 12 million kids don't have the internet at home. And we know who those 12 million kids are and how disadvantaged they're going to be. I do that because of where I came from. And I still live in the same house, and the neighborhood's totally changed. The Irish, Italian, and Jewish families, they've moved out, and now it's Haitian, Brazilian, Chinese, Salvadoran. That's my neighborhood now. And I still live here, my wife and I. When we had all the price spikes in heating oil, natural gas, you know, that's my program. It's called the Low Income Heating Assistance Program. It's to provide families who need it the funding during the winter so that they can keep their heat on. That's my program for poor people. You know, when the big guys want something, oil companies, telecommunications companies, that's when you get a chance to do something for poor people. And that's what I've always done. And why am I informed by that? My mother turned off the heat every night at 11 o'clock at night and didn't turn it on until 7 in the middle of the winter when it was 10 degrees. It always went off. We just got extra blankets. So I know what it's like to not have the heat at night. And I know it's not good, especially in families that have underlying healthcare conditions. And so that's the Low Income Heating Assistance Program. That's an 80s program. That's me. And I've been fighting for it. Millions of dollars, billions of dollars every single year to go to the families who need it. Millions of families. Even appliance efficiency standards. Those are my laws to make air conditioning and refrigeration equipment that people buy for their homes. Well, the reason I passed that law is that poor people, unfortunately, don't have the money to buy the more efficient air conditioning or more efficient refrigeration of stoves. And so their electricity bills skyrocket. So the only way to keep their electricity bills down is to mandate that these companies make every bit of equipment more efficient, because otherwise it just comes out of the pocket of poor people. And again, it's just channeling my mother sitting at the kitchen table trying to pay the bills every month, you know, here in Malden, with her husband who's a milkman and with her 3 boys. Okay, I can see her struggling. I can see families all across Massachusetts and our country struggling. So that's who I am, and it's why I identify with all of the issues that we have been talking about: discrimination, lack of access to opportunity, not because of your ability, but because of artificial constraints that have just been constructed in the system. And I've dedicated myself to eradicating them throughout my career. And if I'm given the honor of continuing to represent Massachusetts in the Senate, I can promise you that if you have my back, I will have your back on the floor of the Senate. I'll be fighting for all of those things that really do touch the better angels of our nature, and should be what our country is all about.
Senator Markey, so this is a political series that we're putting together for the Black community, and there was a reason you were my first guest. You have always been accessible to me. Throughout the time I've been running the New England Business Association, you have been accessible to me, and I wanted to give you the opportunity to speak directly to the Black American community, and you did a great job. Thank you, Senator, very much for your time, your candor, and all the work you've put in to serving the state of Massachusetts. So thank you very, very much for joining me today.
Can I thank you, Karim, for having me on? It's an honor for you to have me on first. I really do appreciate it. And again, I work hard, you know, to earn the support in the African American community. Rachel Rollins has endorsed me, and Cory Booker's endorsed me, and Nika Allegado, and Liz Miranda. They're all with me, and again, I am continuing to partner with you in terms of making sure the minority business funding is there, so that we don't lose a high percentage of minority businesses in our country. So thank you so much, my friend.
Much appreciated. Senator Markey, thank you for joining me.
Thank you.